Paranoid Radio.
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Paranoid. Tell me, boy.
Testicles, 1, 2, testicles. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paranoid Radio Podcast, and I'm your humble host, Trebles Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the beginning of a beautiful month and the rise of a new season. And we're about to set the mood for the rest of the fucking month. There's a lot to talk about. Guys, American politics have conspired against the well-being of the heart of the soul of this country, the people. They've forgotten the value of family, unity, and the abolishment of oppression. We stare at TV as they pour fear, doubt, Satanism, poverty, cancers, sex, magic, and disrespect for the true colors of freedom. The same colors that allows them to choose a gender and come after our children, indoctrinate them, kidnap them, abuse them, and occasionally shoot them while they're at school. The same colors that have been pulverized into shattered dreams and endangered freedoms. Freedom isn't free, people. The transgender movement has been hijacked, and our kids are not safe, and the swamp is to blame. To help me wake you from your fluoride slumber, I introduce our rising star, freedom fighting digital soldier and deep state correspondent, Flashy_News1. Welcome back on the show, bro.
Yo, glad to be back, Trebs, man. How you been, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. It's nice to see you. It's nice to know that your family's doing well and that it's bright and sunny on your side of town.
Yeah, man. It's gorgeous, bro. The spring couldn't come quick enough, man. We needed it. We needed that change of pace, spiritually. And yeah, bring it on, man. Bring on the sunshine.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's set the mood. We have a lot to talk about, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show. And there's some topics that they're going to be controversial, so do not let your kids listen to them. Your feelings are going to get stomped on, so make sure you have your therapist on speed dial. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Flashy_News1 comes and hails from Instagram in New York. He's also a father and my deep state correspondent. He is a star on the show every single month at the beginning of the month. And he's also the owner of a segment called Flashy News in the middle as a mid-month report every single month as well. So he's being featured. He's getting involved a lot more with Paranoid, so get used to his voice. But for the people that are just tuning in and do not know you, what's up, bro? I know you're cooking with fire on IG. Where can they find you and what's going on your IG page right now?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So, I was sitting at, like 1,000 followers, not even like 800 followers for probably like 7 months, and the only followings I was getting were these bots, just like sex bots and fake people. Mm-hmm. And then I had a 90-day restriction. And I guess that got lifted. And since then, bro, I think I added like 3,000 followers in like a month, some crazy like that. So, and then now my videos are going viral, so I guess the algorithms are in my favor. They took the restriction off my thing, or maybe they just forgot about me for a little while. But anytime this happens, it's coming. The restriction's coming. So I'm on Instagram right now, Flashy_News1. But I'm also trying to get my Twitter up, Flashy_News on Twitter, and Truth Social, Flashy_Truths. So yeah, I that's my suggestion to everybody. Everybody build up your other accounts because the purge is coming for sure.
And I've seen you. The thing about you is that you're consistently, you drop at least 2 to 3 videos every single fucking day talking about the real shit that's happening and hot topics. So I think the algorithms are not only catching on what you're saying, but you're dropping content in reels every single day. So that's why they're like pushing your shit out everywhere. And then the topics that we're bringing up are not just any topic. They're topics that are hot, topics that are hurting people's emotions, like I said, and that the media is covering. And a lot of the media right now, like I noticed, a lot of the media, because of what's happening with Donald Trump and BRICS and the money and digital currency, and even the transgender shootout, a lot of the things that are happening, people are covering it so much, and so many people are being awake. This is why they want to ban TikTok. This is why they want to shoot this shit down, because if they ban TikTok, it opens the door, and at least a small little window, cat door window, to shut down the rest of Meta. Meta will work with them. The guy from TikTok even said Meta and Facebook don't have the best track record when it comes to public knowledge and public history and the safety.
None of them do. They're terrible. They're all terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So and the thing with TikTok, you're absolutely right. So and now you see the Democrats kind of pulling back a little bit because they realize that a lot of their voters are on TikTok. A lot of their content comes from TikTok. But not only that, there's two bills. There's the Restrict Act that they're trying to tie in with the ban on TikTok. Now the Restrict Act is pretty much the Patriot Act for the internet. Now, if
Okay.
everybody remembers the Patriot Act after 9/11, introduced the Patriot Act, which pretty much allowed all of our three-letter agencies to start spying on American citizens domestically. Now, the CIA, the NSA, they're not supposed to be able to do that. That's illegal. But after 9/11, they used that excuse of terror, terrorism, the fight on terrorism, to spy on everybody.
For national security.
National security purposes, whatever. Really, all of it was they were just spying on Americans. I mean, that's just what it was. Selling our data, and now it's all about data. Now, this is what it's at now. So TikTok, they're saying that, because TikTok does whatever when anybody else, when any of these other companies do. It's just that the United States wants to be able to have your data for themselves. They don't want to be sharing it with China or sharing with these other people. So they just rather say, okay, China got it. Now, they go to Facebook. That's all data that's stored here. So they could just take that off the servers. Everything goes through the NSA. Nothing's ever deleted. The NSA has everything at all times. So now with the Restrict Act, is scary. So it's Patriot Act 2.0 for the internet. So pretty much they can say anybody, any company, let's say True Social, they can say, okay, True Social has been putting out a lot of Russian disinformation lately. And we all know that that's whenever they say Russian disinformation, it just means factual information that challenges their narrative. But they can simply say that. They can simply say there's a lot of Russian disinformation on that. Well, we're taking True Social down for national security purposes. Boom. Elon Musk. Twitter's not censoring enough. They're allowing too much domestic extremism.
And that's fact. They did that.
And that's it. It's shut down legally, can't do nothing about it, and it's over. And then this is how they take control back of the internet. So that's why I was always thinking that there was going to be a blackout soon with the internet, because it's just too much.
Can't afford it.
They can't do it. Right. It's going to hurt too many things. But now if they can selectively edit, and then all the other companies will see this and then fall in line to do the censoring that the government wants, because they know if they don't, they're going to be taken out like TikTok. They're going to be taken out like the next whatever they do. So it's all fear tactics. It's all to chill your rights. You know what I mean? So if they can make, this is what the thing with Donald Trump is, that they're making an example out of him. So now who the hell is ever going to want to run for president on the outside again? Who is ever going to want to go through what Donald Trump just went through? So this is not really about
running scared. They'll be scared to do it.
It's about the idea of Donald Trump, an outsider, a populist on the right. And see, the thing about Trump is that he's actually not even conservative by ideology. He's conservative by lived experiences. Okay, because if you listen to him in the 80s, in the 90s, he's been saying the same exact thing for the whole time. But back in the 80s and the 90s, it was a liberal point of view. But since the left has gone so far left, those same views are now considered extreme right. But he has not, he's been the same person. This is why they always loved him. He donated to Democrats because he was more in line with them.
He said that before too, right? When he was fucking lobbying, they loved him.
He was a Democrat because Democrats weren't insane back then. The JFK party, even Bill Clinton wasn't that crazy. You know what I'm saying? With his policies, it's really Obama that took all that shit and just ran with it, and then hid behind the fact that he was black, that he could do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Use it as a weapon.
That's all that was, and that's why they selected him, and he was a Manchurian candidate. But that's a different subject. But so this whole thing now with Trump is that they're using him as an example to chill anybody else to ever coming in from the outside to try to make a change, to try to do anything. That's why they don't have to kill him, because even if they did kill him.
So right before we dive deeper into Trump, another reason why they want to control, and I'm thinking about it on a smaller scale. If you think about it, a lot of the people that are using TikTok to promote and use propaganda, they're channeling all their focus to promote to younger kids and younger people, younger voters, to go vote for Democratic Party, for Democrats, for the politicians. And I'm not bashing on Democrats here. I'm bashing on the Democratic Party, the politicians, the people that you have elected, right? Because they're all selected. So they're promoting for these people to get those young people vote. That's the channel, bro. Who doesn't have TikTok on their fucking phone? I get most of my fucking alternative news from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of people do.
Now jumping into Trump, I was going to tell you, this is something that I wanted you to tell me with a more focused point of view, because that's what you do in your videos. Sometimes I get very emotional and I can't fucking, like, I'm frantic. I'm like fucking pissed off. I let my emotions fly. But you're more like a focus, like, nah, wait, they're doing this. Wait, check this out. And it comes out to be that, bro. So look, even he's right now, Tuesday night, he's being arraigned and he turned himself in. And dude, you don't think that he's going to get locked up and they're going to try to kill him inside?
I mean, I don't see it because I don't think he'll ever go behind bars just because of the Secret Service. I mean, he's the former president. You know what I mean? So that's why he's insulated to a certain extent. If anything, they would give him house arrest, something like this, you know, or I mean, literally his Secret Service would have to go into the jail with him. You know what I mean? He's not, and see, the thing about Trump's Secret Service team is the same team that he had while he was president. So he selected these people and kept them. That's what they usually do. Biden brought in his own people. You know, he actually fired some that were more loyal to Trump. So, you know, these and Trump is insulated by the military also. So I don't see it. I see him, you know, he might go in today. He's going to get arraigned. He'll come out, you know, whatever, maybe fingerprints, maybe not. A mugshot. I hope he gets a mugshot because it's going to be on every T-shirt, just like fucking, you know, Elvis Presley's mugshot and Frank Sinatra. It'll be the biggest money raiser. Bro, come on, that would be amazing. So,
but, the next Chapo, man.
this is the beauty of Trump, though, and you know, it's so crazy that they don't understand him by now. Do you know what I mean? Like this is where he plays in the midst of the chaos. He appear weak when you are strong. This is what he does. So he's, oh my God.
It reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street. I've never even seen it. DiCaprio goes, I go to court in the back of a limo wearing $100,000 watch in a $100,000 suit like a gangster.
Bro, he's the Teflon Don, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And he really is. And the only difference between him and a gangster is that Trump is actually innocent. He's not corrupt. That's why he's not worried. You know what I mean?
And even if he did give the hush money, which I wouldn't blame him. She was fine as fuck. I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to get his dick
17 years ago.
Dude, who wouldn't get his dick wet? Dude, we've had people fucking the Oval Office back in the 90s and didn't fucking do nothing about it.
Don't clutch your pearls now. Come on.
It's bullshit. People forget about this. 100%. You know why they're trying to shut him down? Because he's a fucking threat, dude. They want to make sure that he's not. You know what the thing is, though? If he does, like all of this shit that's happening, all this publicity, there's no bad publicity, dog. I've learned that the hard way. I know that for a fact. You earn those stripes no matter what. Publicity is publicity. I know for a fact his books are selling out. His hotels are getting full. People are ranting about him in bad and good ways. And his
he just raised $8 million.
Yes.
$8 million you just raised in 24 hours because of this.
Dog, people have him in the fucking mouth, and that is just fact. The news, the haters, the supporters, everybody. The thing is this, there's a lot of, for example, here in LA, there's a couple people that I've received a couple flyers where they're saying, you know, go to Wilshire, go to downtown LA, go in front of the City of Commerce, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Long Beach, Huntington Beach. People that live in LA will know that there are protesters here in LA for Trump. And they're protesting very, very peacefully. And the moment they walk in there, they know who they invited. So now they're posting videos of having Antifa and violent provokers locked up, and the fucking message is spread this shit out and call the cops as soon as you don't know who they are, because they're not protesting. They're throwing bricks and throwing shit, breaking windows already as it is, making the whole crowd wrong. So I had to put that out there. This is not gonna go well. Where they're actually very organized. I'm very happy they learned the January 6th situation. Like they learned off of it. People are now catching what not to do, you know?
Exactly, bro. And that's what I was saying. Everyone was saying, yo, stay home. I made a video about this. Everyone was, yo, don't protest. It's a trap. I said, no, fuck that, bro. They don't get to dictate to us when it's okay to protest or what it's okay to protest about, just because that was the whole reason why they did January 6th, so that we would be afraid to actually protest when it mattered. Just like they're doing this to Donald Trump to make someone else afraid to run for president. This is communist tactics. So once you understand that, they do that for everything with our free speech. But you know, you can't, you know, show me who you can't make fun of, or the people you can't criticize, and I'll show you the people that have the power. So you know, I said the word Jews, and the whole internet lost its mind.
Why?
So that's killing the free speech of other people, even though no matter how much proof they have of cabals and whatever like that, to not talk. You know, and now you got a guy that just went to jail, that's going to jail for a meme for 2000. His name is Mackey. He was a big memer back in 2015. He made a meme about Hillary Clinton, joking around, saying, if you want to vote for Hillary Clinton, text this number, because he was inferring that Hillary Clinton voters were so stupid that they would actually do it. It turns out a bunch of them did do it, and now they're saying that that was election interference, this and that, even though there's no victim, nobody didn't get to vote. Bro, the jury just signed him for 10 years. He's going to jail for 10 years.
Wow.
The jury convicted him over a meme. So now why they do that? The same reason why they got Alex Jones.
That's deep.
Alex Jones for $1 billion for talking about a conspiracy theory. Not because it's to take down Alex Jones. Alex Jones not going to pay that. He's going to go bankruptcy, whatever. But it's going to chill the speech of anybody else. So now they got memers in jail and conspiracy theorists. Those are the biggest threats. That's what that means. Because you're going to go after Alex Jones because he said Sandy Hook didn't really happen. Who gives a shit? So who was the victim of that? The news puts out false information. Have they ever gotten sued for saying that the vaccine stopped transmission, or that Trump was a Russian spy, or that there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? Because that little lie right there got 1 million people killed in Iraq and about 10,000 American soldiers, and God knows how much PTSD and lost limbs and everything like that over one little lie. So, but Alex Jones gets sued for $1 billion for saying a lie that didn't actually lead to anybody dying. Okay, so it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So these are communist tactics. So now, I mean, it's scary what they're doing, bro. It really is. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but
no, you have to do that. You have to do that. So what's up with Trump? So Trump is getting arraigned right now. So hopefully, what's your prediction on this?
Right. So what I think it is, I think they're using this as a Trojan horse. We all know this is bullshit. He didn't even supposedly the affair with Stormy Daniels happened like 15 years ago. But then the hush money payment came when he was running for president, because she came out of nowhere being like, oh, I'll tell people what happened 10 years ago if you don't pay me the money. Now, what happened was she actually went to his lawyer, Cohen, the disgraced liar that just got out of jail for perjuring himself. Okay, Trump trusted this guy, the wrong guy to trust. She went to Cohen. She didn't go to Trump, okay, because Cohen's corrupt anyway. So now, and then you got to remember who's Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti. Go look up who Michael Avenatti is. He was the left darling, okay? He was, because he came after Trump. He was Stormy Daniels' lawyer, right? Now, where's Michael Avenatti right now? He's in jail for fraud and frauding Stormy Daniels. So now you got Michael Cohen on Trump's side. You got Michael Avenatti, the lawyer of Stormy Daniels, colluding together to pretty much get $120,000.
This is fake. This is fake.
It's the whole thing is shit. Not only that, Stormy Daniels signed a fucking statement saying that the affair actually never did happen in 2018. She came out.
So why they're still after him? This sounds like an Andrew Tate situation.
Bro, it's so ridiculous, bro. And so now what they're trying to get him on is that supposedly he paid her, because that's not illegal to fucking pay somebody money to shut up. That's not, people do it all the time. You sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, you take some money, you shut your mouth, and you keep it moving, right? Not a big deal. But actually, she broke that.
That's what a severance check is all about. I got one of those when I got fired.
And the reason why Cohen did it was just to shut her up, right? Because it was right before the election. If it was true or not, it doesn't matter. That publicity would have hurt Trump in the election. So he was just like, here, just shut up, just until for now. You know, say whatever you want after the election. So he paid her the money. But the thing was that he actually never told Trump that he did it. So Trump was never even aware of the transaction, right? So now what New York is saying is that Trump used campaign money to pay Stormy Daniels, and then lied on some government finance papers with campaign funds because he left the $120,000 payment to her out. But in reality, he never even knew about it to put it in that document. So now, and it's a misdemeanor, first of all. So now they're changing it into a felony because they're saying that it has something to do with the election laws and not just a hush money payment. So that's how they made it into a felony. So you got this guy, Alvin Bragg, right? The DA in Manhattan. You got him literally letting out violent criminals daily, dropping felonies to misdemeanors, throwing out gun charges, letting people walk for $900 stolen shit, right? And all this, and New York City is out of control, people killing each other in the Bronx, left and right, the gangs, all this, all that. But he wants to turn a paper crime, literally a paper crime, a misdemeanor, into a felony and use the resources of the New York state system to go after Trump and not protect the citizens of New York.
Wow.
That's where we are in America.
It's insane.
And that's what he ran on. This man ran on going after Trump. That's how he got elected. And George Soros funded him so he would do that. He gave him $1 million. He made him elected because nobody fucking, you spend $1 million in a district attorney race, you're going to win. You're going to get all the fucking TV ads. Nobody even knows. Even though even knows who the other guy you're going against. Oh, and you're a Democrat in New York, you're automatically getting elected. So they come in here, Soros controls them. That's what Soros does. He buys up, he goes in, gets the Secretary of States, all these little positions that nobody pays attention to. All these really, really important Secretary of State, DAs, judges, Supreme Court judge. And that's where the power is, because George Soros is very smart. He realized that the Constitution is strong. The way you do that is this: you get ideologues in positions of power that will literally choose what laws they're going to follow and what laws they're not going to follow based on feelings, based on social justice, based on the winds of the times, based, you know what I mean? That's not even a two-tier justice system, because we're actually seeing no justice at all. We're seeing people being let out left and right, and then
That are
people
real
that
criminals.
actually, right, that are real criminals. And then we see the Democrats, what they're doing, everything they blamed Trump of doing, they actually are doing. It's
And it's
literally
happening here in California too. California is one of those most
oh God, it's a
one of the
mess,
most wrong
bro.
political fucking places you could ever live.
Bro,
I'm trying to get out
what
of this
they're
fucking
doing,
bitch. It's
bro,
crazy,
they
dog.
just passed that crazy ass law that so now a 12-year-old, 12 and older, you can decide without your parents' knowledge to join counseling, and then you and your counselor can decide to take you out of your home and put you in a group home. To
Yeah.
put you in a group home without ever telling your parents,
Ha.
without even, you can wake up one morning and your 12-year-old daughter no longer lives in your house and you have no legal right to get her back or even know where she's at. Okay, that
First
is
of all,
state-sanctioned kidnapping. That's what that
is. It is. I'm gonna address something like that. If my 12-year-old daughter ever said, "Oh," I'm like, go ahead. Dude, I come from the group home. I come from the foster system, and it is not fun. Believe me. You eat like jail food Lunchables 3 times a day. You're only fucking putting yourself in a hole. Over my dead body, I will smack a motherfucker. I swear to God. It ain't happening, dog. That's fucking retarded. But the fact that they're allowing 12-year-old kids with overhyped imaginations choose their own fucking vagina or penis, that's the fucking problem. Because they're just imagining shit. They don't know what they want for the rest of their entire fucking life. Not even an 18-year-old. Even an 18-year-old doesn't know what the fuck they want in the entire life. You get what I'm saying? It's dumb. So I know what you're saying, dog. Switching into this transgender conversation.
Yeah.
What you got? Okay, so what's your take on what's happening with the shootout? And look, I'm gonna tell you something. It seems like the transgender community is being protected more than being observed. I'm not saying attack them. I'm saying observe what they are doing, and not only them, the movement, the woke movement, the ideology of saying I need to read to my kids or mental health instead of focusing on the guns. Yeah, focus on the guns. I get it. I understand. I understand where you people are coming from. Guns are violent. Okay, I get it. But there's also a big problem, not only in LA, but around the fucking country, which is mental health. People are, especially after the post-pandemic, depression, anxiety, I'm crazy, I'm fucking psychosis, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy fuck shit. I talk to myself, dog. I'm pretty fucked up in my head, if anything. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of the mental health is what's running amok, not only on people's fucking feelings and livelihoods and lifestyles in their home, but in the streets. For example, what happened at the shooting. Rest in peace to all the kids that died and the people that died, and condolences to their family. And I really hope that this doesn't continue happening. And I really hope that our lawmakers do something and uphold the law in some sort of way, but not only with the guns. Right. Focus on mental health.
Well, and see, this is the problem with not being able to challenge an ideology or ridicule it, or when it's protected, is because it gets out of control. So now they have no problem criticizing any single thing that MAGA does or says. Our words are violence, but their violence isn't even violence. You know, the peaceful protest, that wasn't violence. But when we actually speak online, it's so violent, we've got to get censored. It's dangerous. It incites violence.
Exactly.
So then this ideology of transgenderism has gone so out, just not checked. And even that is pervasive into the schools.
They're investing in it, bro.
And it's sponsored by Big Pharma and by all the corporations, because the corporations are looking and seeing like where the political winds are going. They don't give a shit about these people. They're just trying to make money.
Exactly.
Okay, so now the pharmaceutical industry will make $1.5 million off each person that goes transgender. $1.5 million at least in their lifetime, just on the medications. That's what's out the surgery. So you're a medicalized person for the rest of your life.
Who pays for this? Tax dollars, right?
Of course, oh yeah, their insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, all of it, right? And now they're getting grants to do this, taxpayer-funded grants to pay for this stuff.
Yeah, they'll pay you for your
rent. The military will pay for you to get a gender transition surgery and your child. Okay, so this is what happens.
This is wild. This is wild.
With the shooting, and then now you got the media lying, saying that we're trying to genocide trans people only because we're trying to stop minors from getting transitioned. Okay, nobody's passing laws for adults to stop doing it. Nobody's saying you can't do it when you become an adult. This is all about age restriction. We can't do lots of things that you want to do when you're a kid. You can't jump in a car and drive it. You can't get a tattoo because why? You might regret it when you get older. So now you're going to start. And then not only that, 80% of kids go through gender dysphoria and they come out the other side after puberty. 80%. So now you're going to put the kid on puberty blockers to stop the natural.
Makes no sense. That's Satan, bro. It's Satan.
And not only that, and like you're killing. How do you not know that you're genociding gay people? Maybe this kid would have been gay, but now you convince him that he's a fucking girl because he likes to play with dolls and wear dresses and he's attracted to boys. So now you convince him he's a girl, and now he's transitioning his gay manhood, which is perfectly normal. Okay, no one's saying nothing wrong with that. But now you're making him into this transgender thing, right?
By force, basically.
That's taking away that he might have been a gay boy, or he might have just outgrown the whole thing altogether.
Exactly. If you are not too young enough to get drunk under 21 because you might get into a car and kill somebody else or yourself, then why the fuck are you old enough to fucking inject yourself with that concoction of hormones after cutting your dick off? It makes no sense. Everything is upside down, bro. And quite honestly, dog, everything that goes woke goes broke. And I put that into context. I'm gonna tell you something. Bud Light just opened an endorsement and united with fucking with the gay community to put out beer. Watch their sales plummet. Disney Plus put out fucking the Buzz Lightyear movie with a bunch of fucking stuff, gay shit on it. I'm not against gay people. Plummet. It fucking tanked. Everything that comes out with the movie, the game, The Last of Us on HBO. It's a zombie fucking thing. There's one full episode on two men loving each other with nothing to do with zombies. Like, dog, plummeted. You see what I'm saying, right? It's fucking retarded, dog. It is retarded. I'm sorry I'm using that word. It's just retarded, and they're using it. They're hijacking it. They're investing on it. Look, bro, at this point, I don't even think it's about making money off of it anymore. It's about destroying all of us. It's about destroying our youth and keeping us divided in that sense. Well, we're over here fighting about if I'm a boy or a fucking girl, or your 12-year-old is being a cat and pissing like a fucking horse or whatever. There's Chinese kids learning algebra and fucking geometry around the fucking world at 7 years old. It is retarded. They're unifying their kids while we're breaking ours. And that's because our society is rotten as fuck. It's been this rotten for a while, and it's only becoming even worse because we're allowing it. This is crazy, dog. It's retarded. And I live in California.
And you know, and it's this fifth generation warfare, right? Like this has been going on for decades, and under our noses. You know, slowly but surely, the teachers' union was taken over by radical left-wing activists. You know, if you look at the teachers' union's donation, that's 99.9% to the Democrat Party. So then you got them setting policy with the Democrats, and the Democrats telling the teachers' union what agenda to teach, what curriculum to teach. And here comes CRT, here comes radical gender theory, here comes queer theory. And what are they doing? They're grooming Democrat voters, because it's not even just about grooming them to be gay or grooming them to be transgender. It's really just putting it into their mind that, listen, our ideology allows anybody to be whoever they want. It's about love, love, love. And the other side is to stop it all. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing they're doing with the immigrants. You know, they're getting them here. They're convincing them that, you know, the other side is racist.
You know what I just noticed? I don't know if you know, dog. But I've been sharing with you that I've been on the hunt for a new job, at least a full-time job. I'm a full-time podcaster right now, but obviously I need more income. So, and I've been applying in different jobs, and I've noticed something that a couple of years ago didn't exist on the applications. There's a special section now where you can identify either as male, female. Wow, that's always been there. But then now there's a third one that says, I'd rather not say. And there's a big ass fucking testament saying, now, I guess, you know what, I'm gonna tell you something. The point of this is, I think I would have gotten a job already if I would have just put other. I think I'm being marginalized right now, and they don't want to be equal, dog. The transgender community and these people that are fucking mentally unstable and chemically unbalanced. That's what they really are, right? They don't want equality, dog. I got this from you. They want supremacy. That's what they want.
Superiority, 100%. Yes. 100%. They want to go in the bathroom they want to go into, whatever, based on whatever gender they're feeling that day. They want to be able to take showers with whatever gender they want.
Break women's sports records.
Go play in different gender sport. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And nobody's not saying you shouldn't be equal. You already are. There's no law that prohibits you from being who you are. All we're saying is we want to make laws to slow down the process of transitioning a child.
Yes.
Make laws about children all the time.
This is the trailer right here.
And plus, there's no, and all these teachers, they're not taught to teach this shit. This is all new. These are like English teachers that are bringing their ideology and forcing it down a 7-year-old's throat. And when the brain, 7 years and younger, the brain is in a theta stage, which is almost like a hypnosis stage. It's an imagination stage.
Yes.
So you can implement anything you want at that stage. That's why at that age, it's such a simple lesson plan in school. It's, blocks, it's colors, it's ABC, it's this and that, because they're so open to just anything.
You could teach a child 5-6 different languages and they'll learn it immediately, almost versus us, you and I, because their capacity to learn and being a sponge is a lot better. And something that really gets me pissed off is that now this has been happening for a very long time. They're taking down the US flag that really represents freedom, liberty, and your lifestyle, your way of life, and putting the pride up there, which is a pride. This is a pride flag. First of all, the rainbow never meant pride. The rainbow represents that God will never flood the earth again. That's what the Bible meant the rainbow will represent. Not pride, not homosexuality, not LGBTQ plus my dick. No, none of that shit. It represents. Right, but we're taking down the U.S. flag, which really, that's the only reason you get to put a fucking rainbow flag up in your wall is because the red, white, and blue striped spangled banner allowed you to. You're fucking retarded. That's dumb. Right, it's all about the origins are not the same anymore. This is stupid. All right, bro.
And that's so it's that 5th generation war, bro. It's we're being attacked mentally and psychologically rather than militarily. We're too strong military to be like that. This is like KGB, Soviet level communism, PSYOP shit. To completely change the demographic mentally, not just physically, of the whole belief system. Now you got kids not believing in God, and so if they don't believe in God, then how are they going to believe they have God-given rights? They're going to look at the moral permissions of the government. That's why China cracks down on religion, because they know that if people believe in something other than the government, they're not good. They might rebel.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That's why now you see the crackdown on Christianity. Now you see the crackdown here. So this is all a war on God, because if you eliminate God, it leaves a void in humans just naturally. We're meant to worship.
What you said, you eliminate religion, you forget about your human rights. Your human rights go. There's nothing. There's no moral. There's no value. Whoa, brain fart.
And it all goes into this transhumanist agenda. If you can convince someone you're born in the wrong body, you might be a boy, you might be a girl, you're leaving them so susceptible to just interjection and indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? So now you got the state. Now you got the state separating the older generation from the younger generation with this ideology, because they know how much friction it's going to cause. Just based on this ideology, you got kids coming home from school now talking to their parents about 73 genders, and I might be a boy, I feel like a cat. And then, you got a traditional American that's like 40 years old. Even if they're liberal, they're like, yo, what the fuck?
Bro, that's the real weapon. That's the real gun.
You can separate the family. The family structure in America is what built America. And this is what happened with the Black community. The Black community was so strong in the 60s and 70s. Entrepreneurs, they were doing really, really well. And that's because they had 2 family households. As soon as the government broke that, and that's what the government did, okay?
Yes.
With the crime bill and these crazy drug laws, you get caught selling a dime bag of crack. And
infiltrating the movement, like the Black Panthers, etc.
Right, absolutely. They completely broke that down. And then they broke down the Black man. And in that, they broke down the Black woman and the households. And now look, 73% of all Black households have divorced parents. You know what I mean? So this is the same tactic now that they're using with this. So now if they convince the older generation, if they can separate that, then you separate traditions, you separate religion, you separate all that. And then the state is raising your child. That's just what it is. And they can raise them however they want. And they're using this queer theory. And queer theory was started by a pedophile. Do not get it twisted. His name is John Money. Okay, Money, Money. Look him up. Okay, he tried this with babies. He said that babies were sexual beings. He said that babies can decide. He had 2 twins. This was his experiment. It was in the 40s or 50s. He had 2 twins, 2 boys, identical twins. He raised one like a girl and one like a boy. Okay, then he started making them have sex at 6 years old. Okay, he documented this, filmed this, all this. This is where queer theory comes from. This is
wait. Legally? Wait. So he had twins, 2 boys. He raised one with like a girl. He raised the other one like a boy. He had them fucking with each other. Yeah. What?
And then one was just a girl, but they were both boys. And then, you know what I mean? And then it goes deeper than that. It's so
John Money.
John Money. That's his name. Actually, Candace Owens does a really good thing about this. If you go check out her page, she
Candace Owens, I like her. Yeah.
No, she gets to it. She's a little bit established, but she got a big voice and she uses it well.
Jesus Christ, I gotta look that up, bro. I'm gonna make that's an episode, bro. Whew.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So now you get back to this the shooter, right? So now this person felt almost like she was entitled to do this.
Mhm.
You know, now we can talk about it's a psyop either way. But people say like, oh my God, like these mass shootings can't be fake. No one's saying that they're fake. What we're saying is that these people get radicalized online in these chat rooms on 4chan and all these private chats that all these activists are on. Okay, don't get it twisted. They're in these black sites that you can't track, and they're talking crazy shit. So.
Yes.
Now, what happens is elements of the deep state of our government, rogue agents of the CIA, all of this, right? That manipulate behind the walls. They get in these chat rooms and they radicalize these kids.
You know what, bro? You know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know what you're saying, and it's true. And I like to live in the clouds. I like to think more conspiracy-ish type of shit. I know this is fact, what you're saying. That's fact, 100%.
Oh, yeah. MK
There's a movie called American Ultra based on the MK Ultra projects. Everybody knows that the MK Ultra did happen. That's fact. That's documented. Clinton was talking about, and he apologized about the government using fucking civilians for projects like this. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You said rogue CIA agents. I think some of these people are activated. That girl, man, dude, bro, her, whatever.
She was very active. Who taught her how to shoot, bro? She went in there, boom. She was like militant.
That wasn't Call of Duty training on your remote. That's for a fact. Somebody freaking trained this girl and then had her dormant and then activated her ass with the touch of a button, 5G, a word, I don't know, a frequency, whatever the fuck.
In the chat rooms, just talking them up. That's where they get them. They get them in these chat rooms, and that's why they're not releasing them. Where is the manifesto? Where is the manifesto? Any other mass shooting we've ever had, the manifesto gets released in 24 hours. Whenever it's a white dude that's on the right or whatever, it gets released. Why? Because it's going to show how deep, demonic, and just devoid of any reality, how this transgender ideology is so dark and twisted. And they don't want people to know because we've been screaming it from the rooftops. And I feel bad for these people. We are not attacking you as people. You deserve to live. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be loved. All we're saying is that the deep state globalist cabal is using your community the same way it used the minority community back in the day with the MLK and then twisted it on its head. They are using your community now, okay, because the minority community woke up, so they can't really do it to them anymore. So now they're just looking for the next thing, and they're actually creating
the same way
soldiers.
They're using the same way they're using the Latin community, the same way they use the mobs, the same way they used fucking everything, dog, everything. The same way they're using drug money, the same way they're using the freaking the cartels. Dog, they and like I told you before, wherever there is government, there is corruption, bro. If the more government you have, the more control you have, and the less freedoms you will have. It's only a matter of time where the dominoes start falling on each other. That's fact, dog. Right before we end this freaking show, it's been pretty long. We've been fucking destroying the sound waves right now. There's one more thing that you want to talk about: BRICS. So I know for a fact that OPEC, for the people that do not know who OPEC is the oil cartel. Is all the countries that have some oil business type of shit joined together. I think once or twice a year they have these giant meetings. So OPEC, the giant meeting within the big oil cartels and owners, like the countries that own oil, put together. Now they're holding to this day, they're holding 1.3 million barrels off the market, which only means that your gas guzzler, your fucking car, is going to have to pay for at least $6 to $7 a gallon in the next couple of months, at least here in California. So this is why the United States of America is scared. And that trickles down on the way where not only we're running scared because we're running low on our reserves of oil because Biden keeps fucking releasing them for the same thing that OPEC keeps raising and holding back on their oil, but then now they're also trying to trade, not OPEC, but BRICS, which is a unification of economic powers, the biggest economic powers that hold the largest population worldwide within just Russia, China, and India, right? They have so many more people than all of us put together. They fucking come and they're going to start doing oil trading off the dollar and onto the yen. I think it's the yen, the Chinese yen.
The rebel, the ruble,
So now that puts not only pressure on the United States of America and economic strength, world power, but on the US dollar. Damn.
Damn, Eric, I couldn't have said it better myself, bro. That's it. And it's scary, but it's also, I think it needs to happen. I mean, this is the only way back to sound money, to real money. Our money has been fake this whole time. It's been propped up by petro sales. So now that once they cut that out, it's already dropping. Our dollar's worth 80 cents ever since Joe Biden took office with inflation and everything else. Now this is just going to speed this up. So now this is my theory that Trump has been working with these countries behind the scenes, because you did Brazil joined BRICS before Lula, when it was still Bolsonaro. That's when Brazil joined BRICS. That's what made me go, because Bolsonaro and Trump are like this, right?
Uh-huh.
And then now Russia joined it, and now Russia, I don't care what you want to say, Putin is not a good guy, but he's not the bad guy here, okay? Because he's fighting the same enemy working. And if you listen to his speeches, do not listen to the news around him. Do not let the news interpret what he's saying for you. Go to his speeches and read it for yourself. He is talking exactly about the things we're talking about how the West has pretty much exported their insanity on the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is now pushing back. This is why BRICS was created, because of this radical gender ideology that they're holding other countries hostage with. Like countries like Pakistan, we're saying, if you don't do gender studies, we're not going to give you federal aid. That's what we're doing.
And then you're not going to be able to trade on oil because we're going to put sanctions because your trading is on US dollar. Yeah.
Right. And that's what's scaring these other countries. These other countries are seeing that what's going on, this liberal world.
That's oppression. That's oppression, bro.
World order. Absolutely, 100%. So they're saying, like, listen, I'd rather work with China. Like, what is that saying about us? Like, that countries would rather go work with communist China because they're like going to being like, listen, like, you have your sovereignty. We're not going to tell you how to live your life. You just better pay up when we want. If not, we're going to take your land. That's what China's doing. But they would rather make that deal than this crazy ass deal with this ideology because they see what it's doing to our country. We're the most powerful country. Just look at under Trump, how much better we were doing about everything.
Yes, that's fact. Everybody could look it up. We're not talking greatness about Trump just because he is great. We're talking greatness about Trump because there's things that you could search today and learn about the shit that he had that Biden destroyed.
And just look at geopolitically, the world is on fire. When Trump was president, he made 5 peace deals in the Middle East, never before done. Okay, the first
walked across the fucking peace with North Korea.
Shook fucking North Korea for the first time ever. He wasn't shooting up no bombs. Okay, and then you had Russia chilling, not doing nothing. China in their place, scared, worried, because they didn't know what this man would do. Okay, so now, as soon as Biden came in, boom, the shit, he pulled out of Afghanistan, Russia took Ukraine, China's about to take Taiwan, BRICS got started. So listen, it's not the end of the world. You know, I looked at it as a bad thing for a while, but we have to get back to, this was always coming. This is the softest landing we could possibly get, is to have our currency slowly diminish, but the warning signs are everywhere. Okay, you can go get physical gold. You can go, we might get transferred over to a quantitative system. I'm hearing that the US dollar might get switched over to the US Treasury out of the Fed. So I think there's things going on behind the scenes. And I think this is why Trump is so confident that he's going to win in 2024, because I think by the time we get there, everything that he's saying is going to be proven correct. He's already been proven correct. And it's just going to be such a contrast between what he's talking about and what we have seen for the last 4 years under Biden. That's why I keep saying the lines have never been clearer, and just be on the right side.
That is right. Now, Flash, we're gonna have to cut it short, bro, because we had an emergency here in the studio. Flash, you know what, dude? We ran a course, bro. We talked a lot of fucking shit, a lot of fucking things that are right, and a lot of things that a lot of people are thinking and scared to speak on. And thank you for being here, dog. I want to show the world that you know, when you stand united and we speak out loud and we stand for what is right, shit gets done. Flash, please let them know. Please let the listeners know where they can find you.
Come over on IG right now, Flashy_News1, also on Truth Social, Flashy_Truths, and then Twitter, Flashy_News. Thank you, my brother. This was a good one, man.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Make sure you check us out on ParanoidRadio.com and check him out on Flashy_News1, Flashy_News1 on Instagram, and Flash_News on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, the description is going to be on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Paranoid Radio Podcast. Peace out, Flash.
Peace.
Paranoid Radio.